In my last video, I told you the cream mocha, this one, was the best looking ASICS Gel-NYC you can buy. I'm not saying this year, because you can't get these this year. You can get them on StockX and resale sites, but you can buy. And I stand by that. The Gel-NYC, you can find them everywhere. It cuts across all genders. It cuts across all ages. This is the ASICS are that brand that has picked up the ball that Nike has dropped. If you want to look like everyone else, then yeah, this is the ASICS to buy. Now, if you do think, actually, I don't want to look like everyone else. I want that Y2K look, but I don't want a typical Y2K look. I want something which is different. Then I would say, put these down, drop them, move them on, and have a look at these. This is the Diadora Mythos Propulsion 280. Today we're going to find out if the ultimate hype tech runner can actually survive a head-to-head. This can survive a head-to-head battle with a genuine piece of Italian heritage. I'm going to lean forward because we're going to have a serious conversation about where these silhouettes actually come from. The Gel-NYC, if you don't know, this was a collaboration with ASICS and a guy called Angelo Bake. Hopefully I haven't butchered your name. If I have, apologies. This guy is the founder of Awake New York. Awake New York is a trending streetwear luxury type outfit. They've worked with quite a lot of companies, including ASICS. Actually, Angelo Bake was brand director of Supremes, if you didn't know. Now, this particular train is a combination of the Nimbus 3 upper and the Cumulus 16. It's a modern design pretending to be vintage. You do get that feeling, but it does look more modern than vintage. The Diadora's one-to-one mid-2000 archival pull, and you can see that. You take a look at this train and you think, actually, this doesn't look modern, this does look vintage. So you are buying history versus you're buying an algorithm. This is currently on trend and it was set right straight away. Everyone drawn to it quite quickly. But history doesn't mean anything if the materials don't hold up in hand. Look at this silver paneling here. This is crazy. It's got that Italian flair. You can see that the aesthetics are totally different to this. This is wild in comparison. This is quite tame. When we talk about visuals, these two trainers are speaking completely different languages. They are not the same. You can tell that they have different positions in the market. The ASICS itself has that soft suede material that is around, and they're going for that premium look, obviously, which is nice. And you have these rounded lines, and you can see that. You can see a lot of curves in this trainer. Some will say it's safe, but you know, it's a safe coffee shop. Would you say that? I don't know. Am I taking the P? Am I pushing it? But it's a safe trainer. This is immediately, you can get it straight away. Whereas the Diadora, you might have to look twice. You know, with especially this colorway, the silver, black, and red. This trainer is intentional. You got the synthetic metallic levers and that aggressive toe box. Look at that. It is just fine-tuned. It comes to a point. You know, some will say that it's a piece of machinery, but looking aggressive is one thing. How did that actually feel? And when you are standing on concrete for 10 hours, which one would you rather be in? Brutally honest with you, because this is where the battle actually gets won or lost with these two trainers. It depends on where you are, it depends what you want, it depends what you want to achieve. So if you look at the ASICS, you've got the tech in this, which is really good. You have the iconic ASICS gel pads, which you can find on the forefoot and on the rear heel. So this is designed for vertical impact, and it absorbs the forces, which means that you're allowed to stand on this. You'll find comfort where you walk. Obviously it's designed for running, but when you walk, you'll be able to stand on this 12 hours, no problem. You shouldn't feel any problem. Whereas the Diadora tech, what tech? You know, this is old school. This has the EVA foam, and you can see that there's nothing much to it. There's not much cushion. However, you got the Axella frame, which is this bit here. It's quite stiff. It needs breaking in. It's meant to return energy, but I don't think it does. So what is it? Sacrificing modern underfoot comfort for top tier aesthetics. Which one? Comfort, aesthetics. If you want slippers, then you stick with ASICS. But if you are going for Diadoras, you need to understand that the trainer, this particular trainer, dictates the wardrobe you're going to be wearing. You know, you can't just put anything with anything. And this Diadora, you need to make sure you dress right. So let's talk about the break. Let's talk about what happens if you get the right trouser and what happens if you get the wrong trouser. So with the ASICS, this is a chunkier shoe. This is a wider shoe. This has a bit more gap, a bit more size. So therefore, you won't pair these up with straights. What you would do is pair these up with a wide leg trouser, baggies, wide leg joggers. Only because the training will accommodate that. It will look good with that, no problem. Even cargos will work with this. Baggy cargos will work with this. You don't want to go down the straight look because potentially you could have the clown look. Big shoes, small legs. That's not a great look. The Diadora, on the other hand, is slightly different because its shape is sharper. It has a slimmer profile. So that slim profile leans to a more straight leg type trouser. You don't want to be getting one of them big baggy trousers because trouser will swallow up the trainers and you won't be able to see the beauty of the Diadora. You'll probably get the opposite look. Wide leg with small looking feet. That looks crazy as well. So this will require a straight leg trouser with a precise hem, which is kissing the shoe. So it's just above the shoe. Or you can even look at a cuff trouser, a cuff button, which then will expose the shoe and see it in its full glory. So you have to know how to wear it, not just what to buy, which brings us to the final verdict of these trainers. Okay, we have looked at the history, the materials, and the engineering. So here is the bottom line. ASICS Gel-NYC, undisputed king. Definitely undisputed king. This is probably one of the most trendiest trainers you can buy now. You know, there's also the Gel Kiano 14s, but this is no joke. Yeah, but it equals comfort and accessibility, which is really good. The Diadora 280 equals the purest choice. Step away from the mainstream. Step away from something which is, yes, universally, everyone likes this trainer. Universally, no problem. Everyone likes trainer. But if you want to step away and have that someone looking at your trainer and giving it a second look and thinking, hold on, this is not normal. This is not the same. This is slightly different than the Diadora Mythos 280 is probably where you want to go. Are you going to go down the safe and comfortable route with the cream mockers, or are you willing to sacrifice a bit of cushioning for the sharpest, most authentic Y2K runner on the market? I like these a lot. So let me know what you think. Drop into the comments right now and tell me which side are you on, because I just feel that this, I love it. Don't get it twisted. I love this. But this, yeah, this has that little something more which people will give that second look. So let me know what you think. I like that.